Yeah.
Okay, we're back. Perry Lamb, who's independent candidate, he's the guy that got signatures so he can run as independent in the November the 8th commissioner's race. You folks in Walker County is here with us this morning, and he wants to talk to you. We're kind of letting them come once a month and update you on what's going on in their campaign, and that's what we're doing this morning. Good morning to you.
Morning. How y'all doing today?
Good.
How many signatures did you get?
I got just over 2,100.
How'd you get them?
Door to door. Door to door.
How's your shoes?
Oh, I wore out a pair of shoes now. But it was interesting. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was great talking to people.
Yeah.
Just hearing what the people of the county just
Did
really
they have
wanted.
to be registered to vote?
They had to be registered, and it was amazing that 400 people thought, 400 of them were not counted.
Yeah.
They weren't registered voters.
Yeah, they thought they were.
They thought they were. I put a real big post on the website talking about where they could go. Georgia State started a program where all you got to do is text a number, and it'll tell you if you're registered or not.
Oh, really? Good.
Pretty good program. I tried it. It worked.
I never heard that before.
Yeah, a government program that actually worked. Imagine that.
Yeah, really.
But yeah, it you just punch in your number, your name, or not your name, I think it's Social Security number, and it comes back and says whether you're registered or not.
But those 400 people that were not registered to vote, I assume that you went back to them or contacted them in some way and told them how to register to vote.
I've sent out some stuff to them. I haven't sent out everything. It's expensive doing flyers and stuff.
Yeah, that's it.
But this has been fun.
Tell us why you want to be, at this time, sole commissioner of Walker County.
Right now, this county's at a point where we've got to have somebody that will quit spending the money, will manage the departments, bring this county back to what this county can be. This county is my home. It's y'all's home. We've got to focus on that. We've got to focus on the things that are important in this county, things for our kids to do, for us to do. Not a grand vision. It's just managing what we've got. We can't continue to keep spending money wastefully and spending money on projects that aren't benefiting everybody in this county. Right now, we're to a tipping point where if we don't do something, we're going to lose this county. And we can't. We can't allow the same political madness to keep going on over and over. And that's why I chose to run as an independent. I don't have to speak for any particular party. Like I had said, I went out and I talked to people door to door, and I heard what the people wanted. They just want someone to listen, someone to quit wasting money, someone to get out and manage the departments. Our county needs a commissioner doesn't sit behind a desk and act like a governor of a state. They want somebody that actually is out on the road every day doing the job that y'all hire them for. And for me, coming to this position or this job interview, so to speak, I've got a set of skills that allow me to understand how a county is supposed to run, how to do road work, how to do bridge work. I'm a pipe fitter by trade. I've had a lot of opportunity in my life to have real life experience, to do many jobs, and to do those jobs that lend itself to running a county. I haven't had one job all my life. I've had several, and with that life experience comes the ability to be able to work with these departments in this county, since I used to work for the city of Tampa. And I've also been lucky enough to go back to college and spend a lot of years in college. It taught me how to look outside the box, how to look for ideas to try to fix this county. And I believe right now that's what this county wants. It's definitely what this county needs, to get away from politics as usual, to quit doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result.
You know, the county at this time owes Erlanger a bunch of money.
Mm-hmm.
And they're at the Court of Appeals. And it looks to me like the next commissioner, whether it's the incumbent or you or Shannon, may be confronted with that.
Absolutely. I'm sure we're going to be confronted with it.
Yeah.
And it's something that we should not be confronted with. I
But
truly.
we're going to be.
We're going to be. This is an issue that has gone on for years. And Catoosa County, who was part of, well, let's see, let's start back at the beginning. We had Dade, Catoosa, and Walker County. Dade County said, we're done. We're backing out. Catoosa and Walker County said, okay, we will get a loan, we'll back the loan, and try to help the hospital. It fell through. The hospital still went bankrupt. Catoosa County, pretty much from the get-go, said, look, we're going to settle with you. We're going to put it in our budget. We're going to pay our debt. Walker County, for whatever reason, chose to continually fight this thing. And all it's done is cost us more and more money on legal fees that we shouldn't have to pay. That money could be used for better stuff. Erlanger gave us the opportunity, Walker County, to make payments. They would tote the note. If we continue this, we've already had a judge that has passed down a judgment on this county. And if that money comes out in one lump sum from this county, where are we going to get it from? We're going to borrow again? We're going to borrow more money to pay a debt. We can't do that. We've got to, if Catoosa County settled, the judge put out a scathing letter, judgment. It's a debt. Now, we can try as a county, not me, our president, commissioner, and the attorneys, they can keep fighting this thing. And they're going to continue to make it more and more difficult on the next commissioner. It's got to be paid.
Do you know why Walker County don't want to pay it?
Yeah, there's this intergovernmental cross state lines. Here's my deal. And here, whether they're going to try to use this loophole or not, is that what we want to be viewed at as a county that's going to borrow money and then use a little trick to say, well, you know what, we borrowed $10 million, but we're not going to pay it back.
Erlanger didn't fulfill their contract. Is why Walker County.
But that's
Walker County says they didn't fulfill their contract.
Right.
Is why they won't pay it. They won't take it to the Superior Court.
Then why did
State of Georgia.
Catoosa pay it? Why did Catoosa make that payment?
Well, that's another story. They had a deal with them.
A deal?
Yeah.
Well, they only paid.
They paid 6.2, 6.3
something
million,
like
something like that.
Yeah.
Why didn't Erlanger jump on that
But-
boat at the same time?
But if the judge rules that Walker County don't have to pay them, they're going to. They have a term in their contract there, the agreement to pay them, that they'll get their money back.
That's a big gamble. That's a big, big gamble.
It's a gamble to go.
Attorneys are going to make money regardless.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be the people of this county that are going to lose out. You know, the majority of people that I've talked to, they want us to pay it. And again, okay, let's take the scenario that we go to court, we fight this all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court goes, okay, y'all don't have to pay it. How many companies are going to want to, how are we going to be viewed as a county by outside companies and by the people that are thinking about moving here? Do you, I mean, would you trust somebody, a county, that found a loophole? I mean, was the money borrowed? Is the bottom line? Did we borrow the money as a county from Erlanger? You know, everyone wants to say that, you know, I'm the Erlanger candidate. I'm one of 5,000 people that works for Erlanger. It just happens to be my job. I have no skin in this game other than, as commissioner of this county, I have to do what's in the best interest of the people of this county. It has nothing to do with loyalties. I used to work at Hutchison. So am I Hutchison's candidate?
Did you work at Hutchison when Erlanger,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
and then you moved over from Hutchison and went to Erlanger?
I worked at Erlanger, or at Hutchison, 4, maybe 5 years ago, and on through until.
So you're there in
until
the
they
transition
closed.
thing.
I was there when Stewart came in. is when I started.
I want you to consider one thing. Walker County and Catoosa County, at the time that they pledged the $10 million each, if Hutchinson went under, was in good faith that the Hutchinson would not go under, that Erlanger would fulfill their promises of the $20 million that they loaned them. And a lot of that is why I think that BB is fighting this thing with outside lawyers, Stuart James, whatever. And
He's going to be on that.
in
talk
other
next
words,
week.
her heart was in the right direction. It just didn't work out.
I don't fault her for wanting to take care of the people of the county.
No, the hospital.
Yeah, well, the
She
hospital.
wanted that hospital to stay.
Well, the hospital. We need a hospital.
Absolutely.
We need a hospital in this county. I'm so glad that Cornerstone took it over. And as commissioner, I'll do everything I can to support it. I can't do it with money, but I can support
Well,
it.
they're an entity now that the counties have nothing to do with.
Right. So, but we have option. We have opportunity to bring the doctors from Cornerstone into this county, and where it needs to be. But absolutely, I don't fault Ms. Haskell for wanting to do what was best for the county. But it got to a point where it wasn't working. At some point, when you're digging a hole and you get over your head, stop digging. You've got to fix, cut and run. And right now, we don't even have all the paperwork. Here, I'll put out this. If they want to say absolutely that Erlanger did not hold up their end of the bargain,
Murphy said they did.
yes. So if our attorneys, Stuart James is saying, well, no, they didn't. Okay. Give us every single piece of paperwork. Let us see it. If you want to convince this county that what you're doing is in the best interest of the people of this county, let's see every single piece of paperwork and show the people why you truly believe that spending our money, which is what you're doing, spending our taxpayers' money and my money, show us.
Well, that's a good point, but I understand that was not brought up to Judge Murphy.
Why is our attorney not doing his proper job?
I don't know.
There's a lot of safe.
I've asked Bibi, and she doesn't know why it wasn't brought up.
There's a lot of hearsay. So why is there hearsay? There's hearsay because we have zero transparency in this county. We have attorneys doing work, spending our money, not telling us what they're doing. Tell us. It's not your job to tell us what we need to accept. It's your job to show us, because you work for us, both our attorneys and our commissioner.
Well, Stuart James is going to be on Night Talk. I hope I got this right. September it's either the 6th or the 8th, either Tuesday or Thursday night of next, let's see, would that be next week? Yeah, next week. Not this week, but next week he's going to be on there.
Okay.
But there's still the possibility that we're going to owe them a certain amount of millions of dollars.
And it could come with interest. It could come with penalties. How much more do we want to pay?
They didn't charge Catoosa County any interest or any penalties.
That's because they quit fighting it.
And Commissioner
They
Haskell
settled for a certain amount.
is
yeah.
insistent on having a jury trial so that they can tell their side of the story. They've never been able to tell their side of the story. Anyway, here you go. Caller, go ahead. Go ahead, caller.
What is your opinion about the landfill?
Good question.
Selling it.
I do not believe we need to rashly sell the landfill. Landfills are a point of revenue for a county. We can bring in revenue. If we have companies that are willing to buy the landfill, these companies are not going to buy a landfill that they aren't going to make money on. They've got shareholders that they have to satisfy. But what we need to do is carefully research, find out what the landfill's worth, find out the best options for it, find out why and if we're actually losing money on the landfill. That's where I'm a manager. I'm going to go in and sit down and talk to the people that work at the landfill, investigate what's going on at the landfill, and find out, are we truly losing money? Are we spending money inefficiently to run the landfill? So at this point, I do not think it's something that we just need to run out and sell just because someone's made a big point about it losing money. Let's investigate why we're losing money, if that's actually the case.
Well, one of your opponents said that.
Yes.
So why do you think they said it?
Why does anyone say anything when it comes to politics? I don't play the game of politics. I try to speak the truth to the people. I'm not going to scare the people with numbers. I think that is an injustice to the people, to try to make things look so bad that it just scares them to death. I'm not going to do that. I understand we have to, we are in debt and we have to deal with our debt.
Go ahead, caller.
Turn your TV down, caller.
Okay, is this me?
Yeah.
Yes, when Erlanger first came in to used to be Hutchinson.
Yes, ma'am.
And all the promises that they made Hutchinson about this and about that, and about the cancer center over at Battlefield Parkway.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, when they promised us, the county, so many doctors, and they didn't do it. When they didn't do that, I'm a survivor cancer patient.
Good for you.
And, I went to when they had that first meeting up at the Walker County Civic Center, and one of the doctors, I'm not going to say who, everybody knows who the doctor is. I don't have to say it on the TV.
You're right. He was an excellent doctor.
I stood up and I spoke. I spoke for my county, and at the time, I still had cancer. My cancer's in remission now. But all them doctors that they promised, I think they're supposed to, whatever it was, well, the county only got two cancer doctors out of that from Erlanger. And I'm going to hang up because I'm getting emotional. But, the Erlanger promised us this, promised the county this, and promised the county that, and which the county did not get. And Bibi Haskell has done a great job on doing the best that she can do for such a large county. And I'm gonna keep my opinions, rest my opinions to myself, and I won't hang up so you can reply to myself.
Well, I'm glad you're doing well on your cancer recovery. You're right. We had a great cancer program. I know several people, and I know the doctor you're talking about. It was a very good program. I cannot fault one place or the other. I don't put all the fault in Ms. Haskell. I don't put all the fault in Erlanger. I don't put all the fault into the Hospital Authority Board. There's plenty of blame to go around. But all of the information that we're getting, or the information that we're getting, we're not getting all of it. We're getting bits and pieces of it. And that's not fair to the people of the community to basically be put in the middle of he said, she said. I really, and that's why I have said this. If there was wrongdoing from Erlanger, from Hutchinson, from the board, we need to see it. We need to see all of it and know exactly what went on.
I don't know what more can be said because it's been hashed out with everything.
It's been beat up.
And I have a piece of paper over there where Stuart James requested a Open Records Act from Erlanger and sent it to the Free Press, and he hasn't got his response. And somewhere along the line in there, I had a